Hey guys, I just got home from work and I thought that I would make I'll make my fried bread. I've had so many requests for it that I'm going to go ahead and make it. And it's so yummy, delicious. Why not make it and show people how? Let other people enjoy it. Let me see. You are going to need flour. You're going to need flour. Don't matter what brand, as long as it's self-rising. You're going to need meal. I just happen to get this one, but I'll get any kind of can as long as it's self-rising. But I prefer Martha White. You're going to need buttermilk. Brand don't matter. You're going to need some cooking oil. You are going to need an egg. And you're going to need some kind of pan. I prefer iron. Now, if you want to fry the best bread you ever had, iron is definitely the way to go. And just so happens I've got a little bit. I don't have much, but I've got a little bit of bacon grease from fixing breakfast, and I am going to fry my bread in that bacon grease. And when I run out, I'll get the oil. I don't know, I might save that bacon grease for something delicious tomorrow. I don't know, because the bread's good no matter how you do it. The bacon grease just bonus. Okay, we'll get my hair up and get my apron on and get ready to do some cooking. I'll be right back. Thank you. Okay, kids, I'm back. I got my hair twigged up, got my hands washed, and I forgot to tell you, you will need something to mix your bread up in. And look at my pretty apron. Ain't that pretty? It's got cupcakes on it. My youngest daughter bought that for me. I bet she bought that for me. Lord, it's probably 15 years ago. But, all right, let's get this show on the road. I've held you up enough. I need something to stir with here. And what you're going to need is a cup. Now, fix this for what you need. I actually don't need this much tonight, but I'm going to make it because I love this stuff tomorrow. Leftover fried bread's delicious, too. And this will keep me from having to make it tomorrow. You want a cup of meal. Put some in the flour. It makes your bread taste better. It must, because if I make bread, I make a mess every time. It's pretty much guaranteed. I want you to look. It's on everything. All right, we didn't see none of that. I got something kind of measuring apparatus in here. I don't know. Let's get it out of our way. All right, and I'm going to want a cup and a quarter of flour. I like more flour than cornmeal because I'm just surely not a fan of cornmeal. That cup wasn't plumb full, so I'm going to eyeball it. I figured that's a quarter cup, and whatever I didn't make, with that cup business. Well, I better put another little drop. If it's too mealy, I won't like it. I won't even eat it. All right. And now I like to do my buttermilk. I like to do it half and half. Now this is the same recipe for my cornbread. I like to do my buttermilk. I'm going to put in a little over half a cup of buttermilk. And yeah, that was buttermilk meal, but I'm still gonna. And let me put some water in this to fill it on up. And you see I got a cup there. Let me get that started. And then I will. Let me get my egg in there too, don't I? Get my egg in there. Give me one egg. Let me get a little bit more of my water buttermilk mixture. Mostly, the water didn't really, I didn't stir it up. It doesn't matter, it's going to get stirred up in here. I tell you what, it's turned off cold outside. It was 42 degrees. I'm ready for a snowsuit. Now, I just absolutely can't handle the cold weather. I hate it with a purple passion. Now, what I'm going to do is it's mixing up pretty doggone good. I'm not going to need much more, but I will add more. I probably won't add no more buttermilk because buttermilk is in the meal. And then I put a little over half a cup of buttermilk there and filled it down up with water. I'll just add water to get my mixture, and you just want it where you can, you don't want it dry, but you don't want it runny because it's too hard to work with if it gets runny. And I'll show it to you, and I'm going to go ahead and get off here and then bring you back here in a minute. I don't even have my skillet on. All right. Thank you, guys. Hey, guys, I'm back. I chose this skillet right here. It is a, well, it don't say nothing. Well, it should somewhere. It's a number 8. That's what it says. It's got an 8 on it. And I just got that little thing on there to keep it from being, so I could handle it better. And I am going to use a little bit of that bacon grease. That's probably 2 tablespoons or something like that. But that's probably about all the bacon grease I'm going to use so that I'll have I can use the oil and not use as much bacon grease. And I'm going to turn it down about medium there. And I want to show y'all now, when I mix this up, you know, there's some little bitty lumps still in there. See them? I hope you can see them. There's one. And I don't worry about getting every single lump out. I just don't. Whether I'm making fried bread or cornbread, it makes no difference. Because they'll bake out. They'll bake right out of it. So I don't just beat it to death. I like raw cornbread mix. Let me rinse my hands out. Well, I do. I've always like, I eat a tablespoon of that. Not think twice about it. But anyway, we'll get this going here. And I'm going to show y'all how to do it. Whether you make a whole skillet full, bake a whole pan at once, or just bake the little round hoe cakes. Ever how you want to go at it, I'll show you how you would do it. I think you can see that pretty good there. And of course, I'll show you, you know, as it's coming along. It's starting to melt pretty good. You want it to get up to temperature. Well, I'm not going to keep you on here, and I'll bring you back just as soon as it gets up to temperature and we start pouring. I'll show you what we're doing. Thank you. Guys, I just wanted to let you know that I had my skillet up to where it was popping. It wasn't smoking now or nothing like that. I didn't want it hot like that because I was putting a whole skillet full of bread together. And my camera had kicked off all by itself, and I didn't know it. So I don't get to show you it pouring, but you see everything else, and then you'll see me pouring the little hoe cake ones, but not the skillet full. But it's all the same. I just want to let you know why that part's missing. I'm sorry. Grease on top, and when I flip it, you're going to want some of that on top. So we're just waiting on her to get head up enough right now. And I'm not going to make you wait through this. I'll bring you back and show you what you're looking for when it gets to where it needs to be. But I'm going to turn it back down on medium because this is important. It's got to get done all the way through. And there's no hurry on this because you'll have raw bread in the middle squirting right out. Won't be able to eat it. And it ain't got nowhere to go because skillet's full. So we need it to get done. Alright, I'll be back in a minute. Thank you guys for putting up with me. I wanted to show you all too. Now, if you overfill your skillet with the cornbread and you're afraid it can't get done without burning, another thing you can do too, and you want to be watching out for these bubbles. The bubbles are an indication that it's getting done. When you get lots of bubbles in the middle, it's ready to turn. But to help this along, you can cap you a lid over top of it, and that helps it bake fry. Especially when you're, like I said, you dealing with a skillet full of bread. And whoa, get ready to give you all a rollover. I done that in that cabbage video. Just flips you right over like it was nobody's business. But whenever, and it's rising good now. It's doing better with the lid on it. But just let it be doing its. I'm starting to smell it now. It's smelling mighty fine. And and it's starting to smell a little bit burnt. Let's see what we got here, because it is not ready to. I was telling you that it was not ready to flip, and it wasn't. And what I done was I raised up my lid and got my spatula under it, and I added me a little bit of cooking oil to the bottom to keep, and I turned it down good, and it's ready to flip now. But I want to show you. See how it's kind of drying out where it had the lid on it, and that helps it. And then you can see I can control it now. And what I want to do is get a little bit of cooking oil under it again. Let me get some of that under there again. Uh-oh, that'll be all right, because we're going to flip her. And there we go. We got her flipped just as smooth as silk. And you can either put the lid back on it or not. It's at your discretion, because it's almost done now. It'll finish getting done without the lid and without burning. But the lid will help it along. And I'm going to put it back on medium because I want this other side to brown up and crisp up like this side is. And let me show it to you there right fast. Look at that. And this is a whole pan now. This will feed a family. You can cut that into 4 or 8 or 6, every what you need. And it's pretty thick. It's about like that, so it's all right. Oh, slice it up and put you some butter in it. My little fat tubby just says yes, yes, yes. Oh, Lord. And I'm going to show you how I do the hoecakes too. And it doesn't matter if some grease gets on top of this, because I'm going to flip it again. And now this bread, it's not greasy because I'm not using enough grease to make it greasy. Now let's look and see, because it should be sealed off at this point and be able to lift it up again. It ain't that it's tough, it's just a full skillet. So let me scoot it down so I can get under it. And we'll see what we're working with here. It ain't stuck or nothing. It's just trying to get it under there because it's big. I want to well, I went right through the middle of it. Let's say it seal itself back up there. It's done though. But I still want it to brown. I'll bring you back in a minute. And then we're going to do some little round hoecakes and individual serving sizes, whatever you want to call them. Just fried cornbread's all I've ever called it. Fried bread, whatever. But let me show you my skillet one more time. Now, see? I'll rub a little grease on it off my spatula because and the skillet it's shrunk, so the skillet ain't, let's see what we got there. See there? She's frying. So let's turn her back over and let it, not a bad flip, but it'll straighten out. Let it finish browning on that side. I'll bring you back in a minute. Thank you. Hey guys, we're going to flip this bread out now. And I tore it up a little bit by messing with it, you know, before it was ready to be messed with. But it'll still eat fine. And let me, I don't know if that's going to burn me or not. We hope not. Alright, now put my plate over it and flip her out. I smell her getting good and hot. Boy, you talking about good. It tore up a little bit, but none of it stuck to the skillet. And I stuck my finger right to that skillet. It didn't burn it though. Now let me turn her down and let's get some oil in there. I'm not going to use all my bacon grease. I might need some of it to cook something tomorrow. And she's good and hot. I keep pulling that off. And let's get, while she's good and hot, let's get some batter going in here. You can hear it searing. But now that cold wet bread cools her off pretty quick. I'm going to put her back on medium. Let's get another one or two in here. I'll show you right here in a second. I know you can't hardly see what I'm doing. And yeah, I've got a little bit too much oil, but don't put as much as I did. I overdid it. So you'll know not to. But as long as it's not greasy, it don't matter to me. As long as it don't get greasy. And again, now we're waiting on, see it's starting to bubble on them outside edges. And when it's red, it ain't red. I could turn it now because they're small and they're real manageable. But it's getting done where the bubbles are at. But I don't want to turn it yet. I can see. But let me show you. I'm going to turn one and show you. I just don't want to get burnt with this oil because it's hot and I put too much in there. But there, see, you can tell it wasn't ready to flip. I mean, it's fine. But I don't like it to squirt out like that. I like it to be done on one side and then flip it and let it get done on the other one. Which that's a personal preference. Now, and also, too, you take a chance on getting burned and having semi-raw bread. And you don't want none of them things. So, I'll bring you back right here in a minute. Thank you. Okay, let me... Now, you see the bubbles are getting all in there and the skillet's starting to dry up a little bit on this side. So let's flip that one. Let's flip that one. Now it's going to leave a little bit of a mess right here, but if you'll leave it for a second and let it bake off, then it'll just slide down. It'll be fine. Or you can move it on down. See, it done baked off right there, and there ain't a sign of that on that skillet. You turn it around. Right there. See, there's no sign of it didn't stay on that skillet. Just, this is at the point where you can cap a lid on it, but now I like mine a little crispy, so I'm not going to. And they're a little bit too much oil in these, so they're a little bit greasy, but they'll be good, actually. I probably love them. Look at this little crispy come out of the skillet with that pan of bread. Ain't that pretty? Got a little bit of a scorched burn taste. It's so good. I love my bread like that. You want your bread good and brown. I'll turn it back up a little bit. Well, no, it ought to be just fine. Let's see what we got. Yeah, it's brown and good. And here's this side. And there's that side. You can see it good. That one's done. And flip this one, let it get a little browner on that other side. Or my stove got level. I need a little grease on this side. Let it brown up. And it's done all the way through. That one's not dark brown like the rest, in case you have somebody that don't like it dark brown, but it's still done. I got one more to fry, and that will be the last of it. Clean out my pan, my bowl. And now it is 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of meal, 1 1/4 cups of flour, 1 egg, and take a cup and do half flour and half, I'm going to turn her down, not half flour, half buttermilk and half water. And then if you need to add some more, add water. And stir it up pretty doggone good, but if you don't have to get every single lump out, it's going to be fine. And then Put it in your hot oil and let it fry till it's bubbly. And that, once it gets some bubbles in it good, it's done on one side, over halfway through. And then it's ready to flip. And then, like I said, you put a lid on if you're baking a whole pan, or if you're doing the individuals, it's ever how, you know, that you want for your family. And try it both ways, because, you know, you might not have time to stand and flip a bunch of smaller ones when you wipe it out one whack with the pan full. My skillet's getting a little bit too hot, but the bread is done. And even though, I'm going to turn that off, even though it is not dark on either side, I turned my skillet off and I'm going to leave it sitting there. If it's a bit raw still, it'll get done. Now, I'll bring you back here in a minute. We'll make us a big old piece of bread with some butter in it. Thank you. Hey guys, I got me some blue bonnet here. I got blue bonnet in every shape and size you can get it in. I know people don't like it, but now I love blue bonnet. Let's cut us a piece of this bread open here. Ah, boy, ooh, it's hot too. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Look at that. You can see that steam rolling off that. Put us some of this in there. And I tell you what, you talking about good. Butter, blue bonnet, you know, I mean, everybody uses what they use. I use blue bonnet because I can get it anywhere. And I like blue bonnet. Ouch, ouch, it's burning me up. Put that on there and let that sit a minute. It's already melting. Well, it'll take it a second. Let me get me a little plate. Grease all over me here, because that was one of the ones that got too much grease. And let's see what we got here. Now see, this is the one I went ahead and left in that skillet. That skillet's still hot as firecracker. I'm going to turn it over and leave it. It's done, but it'll brown on that other side a little bit too. That's how hot that skillet is. Here's this little plate. And this might be my supper. Let's see what we got here. It's starting to melt. Oh, it's just so good. I'm going to get off here now and make some supper to go with this. I want you to look what pack of pork chops I got for $5.06. And they're nice ones too. They got a lot of marble. I love good pork chops. Oh, before I forget, I would like for you guys, I've got my YouTube channel up good, and I'm gonna put in a lot of other stuff like canning and things that I think that people would have an interest in on that channel, a bigger variety. So I mean, now my cooking shows will be on there too. They'll still be on the library, but they're going to be on there plus other videos. So all you have to do is you can type into your browser www.youtube.com, or if you've got Windows 7 or 10 or something, it's probably got a YouTube app on it. Just click on it and you type in Georgia Million. Million. I will be the first one that pops up at the top. Might be the only one. And because I've not paid no attention, I just knew I was first. And I've got some extra videos on there right now, but I'll add a lot more to that, because people just have interest in some other things that I'm going to put on there. And I appreciate y'all, and subscribe and like and comment and tell me what you think, you know. I love hearing from you guys. And here is our little fried bread, and here's one that's browner, and here is the other one. And let me show you my little pan full, or you know, where I baked a whole pound of it. And I appreciate you all and everything you do, and your likes and your shares and your comments, and you all are so sweet and good. I just don't know what to think about you sometimes. Lovely, lovely human beings that's been brought into my life. I appreciate you, every one. And I hope it's helped somebody. Hope it helped somebody a lot. And until next time, thank you.